Hey, sweet friends. All right, we are making up a little spread tonight, but the main thing that I want to show you is this little side dish that I'm wanting to make. I've never made this on here before, and I can't believe it. I just kind of took the recipe away and forgot about it. Anyway, this is called roasted potatoes and green bean salad, and it is so good, y'all. So let me show you here our potatoes. I had already went through all this, and I thought I had hit the record button and I hadn't, so that's why I'm trying to go back over it now. But anyway, drizzled these with some good olive oil, seasoned them up, and then I've got my oven on 400. I'm gonna go ahead and get these back in there because I had already popped them in, and that was whenever I realized that I didn't hit the button like I thought I did. Anyway, olive oil, season them up. I used black pepper, some of my Kinder's, the blend. I finally remembered to get me another container. And I used a little bit of this Italian seasoning. Y'all know I love this so much. I think it's really good on these potatoes. But you do salt, pepper, garlic, just whatever you want to do, okay? So like I said, what we're doing is roasted potatoes, green bean salad. And I've got my green beans over here. I've got a bag of just the fresh green beans, trimmed them up. I've washed them. I have them in my strainer. We're going to make up a delicious little salad dressing to go over it. And y'all, they are so good. In the meantime, I'm going to cook me a few pork chops. And I'm not going to go over all that with you. I know I've showed y'all tons of pork chops. I'm just basically going to sear them up and just cook them in the skillet. I'm not going to batter them or do anything like that. Just kind of going to make it like a little piece of tenderloin. You know what I mean? So anyway, I'm going to get those going, and I'm going to come back and we're going to go ahead and get our little dressing mixture mixed up, and that way it can kind of be marinating while our potatoes are cooking, and then we'll get our green beans going. Okay, y'all, let's make up our little dressing mixture that we are going to pour over our roasted potatoes and green beans. So we're going to start with some olive oil. Now I'm doing half of my recipe, okay, because I'm not making that much. So if you want to make a bigger batch, just double this recipe, or if you make a smaller amount like me, then you can just do this amount. So anyway, get you a little jar or bowl, whatever you need. And I'm going to start with 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil. Let's see, where am I at here? Okay, trying to see here. So 1.5, it don't tell me a half size on here, so I'm gonna have to be real careful. Okay. Isn't this the cutest little measuring cup you ever did see, though? Alright, so a little bit of, that may have been a little over 1.5, but it'll work. And then we're going to do, let's see, where's my Dijon? Okay. We're going to do about 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard, okay? And I'm just going to kind of try to eyeball this. Whoops, I was. Let's see. There we go. And then, let's see, we're going to do some lemon juice. I didn't have any fresh lemon, y'all, so we're going to just do some of this, but we're going to do 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. Let's see. This little thing, I can't figure it out. I'm going to have to get a little more practice with this little deal. All right. I like it because I feel like I can just keep reusing it for so many things. All right, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. Okay, get that aside so I know that I've used that. And then we're going to do about 1/4 of a teaspoon of our thyme. Just some, now if you have fresh, that's way better. I'm just using the little container because that's all I have, but just about 1/4 of a teaspoon, not very much, y'all, just a little bit. You can always go back and add, so be gentle in the beginning. And then same with our rosemary, crushed rosemary, 1/4, okay? Again, fresh would be better with this also. All right, a little salt and pepper. I'm gonna do some good fresh black pepper, a lot of pepper. Trying to keep it all in here, and then I'm spilling it everywhere. And a smidge of salt. Okay, and some fresh garlic. I'm going to do 1 garlic clove. I'm going to put it in my little press here and try to kind of squeeze it out. I don't use this little thing much, but I do like it for stuff like this. Now, of course, if you don't have fresh garlic, you go right on ahead and use your other. Let's see. I'll just slice some butter with this. It'll be fine. Let's go ahead and get that in there. Oh, I feel like I am just all over the place tonight. Y'all ever have those days where you just feel like you're all out of whack? That's how I feel today. Anyway. Alright, I believe that's everything. And then sometimes I will add in some of my Italian seasoning mix like that I showed y'all that I added on the potatoes, you know, and like I add to a lot of things. And so we may end up putting some of that in here. I don't know yet. We're going to mix this up and taste. Now, of course, you always remember, before you pour any kind of dressing like this over your dish, you always taste it. Because you would rather have a yucky dressing than a whole messed up dish. You know what I'm saying? Alright, it's good. It's a little tart for me. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Let's see. I'm going to add a little pinch of sugar. It's good. It just needs a little bit of adjusting. So I'm going to do a pinch. I mean, I call it a pinch, y'all, because, you know, you just kind of have to add and taste. All right, we're going to do that. And then I am going to add in a little bit of my Italian seasoning mix. Let's see. It's about 1/4 of a teaspoon, or maybe even an 1/8, okay? Let's go with that. Y'all kind of make this dressing to what you like. This is just kind of the little experiment that I put together one time, and I love it, but I feel like I always have to work at it and adjust it each time I make it. You know, it's because it's like it's never the same each time. And I'm the only one eating this, so I'll just dip in this. Now that's pretty good. All right, I'm gonna leave it at that for right now. I'm gonna let it just sit here, hang out. Of course, the flavor's gonna change a little bit as it sits, but look at this. And so what we're going to do here in a second, I'm gonna get our green beans. We're gonna sear those up, fry those up a little bit in our skillet. We're not gonna cook them. We still want those to be crunchy. And then we're gonna mix all that together with our roasted potatoes and drizzle this dressing over it. Y'all, so good. All right, I'll be back. All right, y'all, let's get our green beans going. We're just going to put a little bit of olive oil here in our skillet, and we're just going to saute these up. This is one of those little bags of just fresh green beans, trimmed and washed and all the good stuff. And we're just going to let these saute around in this skillet. We want these to still be crunchy. We don't want these to get soft, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and just do a little salt, a little pepper, and that's all we're going to do for now. We may add some more stuff, but that's going to be it for now. All right, we're just going to let these saute up. It's just now starting to get a little hot, and I'll come back. And now listen, now if you can't get the fresh like this, you can also use the little bags of frozen. They work really well too. I've used those before. Either one works. I just would not recommend canned. Okay, y'all, you see our green beans are cooking here. They're starting to get good and hot. Cooking up. I'm going to toss in 1 tablespoon of butter. Okay? And just go ahead and turn it down. And just let them cook. Like I said, we don't want these to get soft. We want them to still be good and crunchy. So we're just going to cook them down, get a little color on them. And I'm going to go ahead and turn our potatoes off. I'll just leave those in the oven for the time being, but they're done, and I'll be back, y'all. Hey, y'all, just real quick, I'm going to toss in a little bit of the tenders, the blend on the green beans, just a little bit. If you don't have this, you could just do a little bit of garlic powder or just another kind of all-purpose seasoning, or like a steak seasoning is really good. just any little thing to give them a little bit of extra flavor. Okay, you can see they're starting now to brown up some. In just a few more minutes and these will be ready to go. And we'll get our potatoes out and we'll get all this mixed up, y'all. Alright. Okay, one last thing that I'm going to do. Now, I don't always do this, but I've done it before and it is good. I have some diced up onion here that I already had diced up in the fridge. I'm going to put in a little bit of this. Now, this is optional. If you had some red onion, that would be great. But the white onion or yellow onion works just fine also, okay? So at the end, you can toss a little bit of that in, just as long as you have enough time to let it get just a little bit softened up. Not much. We want all of this stuff to be have a little crunch to it, okay? Look at those green beans over y'all. Those would be delicious by themselves, wouldn't they? All right. A few more minutes, y'all, and we'll be ready to put all this together, okay? I just wanted to come back and show you each little step whenever I do different stuff. Okay, let's look at our green beans here, y'all. Look at them. Don't these look good? I turned them off. They're all ready to go. I have our potatoes out of the oven. Let me grab my oven mitt here, and I'm going to show you how we're going to do this. You see our potatoes? They're all good and roasted up. I'm going to mix it all up in this skillet here. Like I said, I have the heat turned off. I don't always do it this way, but I kind of like doing this. That way, when we put it in our serving bowl, it makes it look prettier instead of it all being messed up where we've been mixing around. So, we have that, and now let's get our dressing, y'all. We are just going to give it one last little shake here. And we might not use all this. We will just see. Because I am making a smaller amount. My hand wiped off here. Let me get down up here. Now, alright, let's drizzle some of this over. Okay, nothing too much. We're going to toss it around. Oh man, that smells so good. All right, let me get our bowl here. Bag this up. Make sure y'all can see. We're just going to take this. Put it in our serving bowl. And there it is. That looked good. This is just a very different little side dish that I think is so pretty. I love the looks of it as much as anything else, but let's see. There it is. We've got roasted potatoes and green bean salad. All right, I'm gonna let this cool for a second. I'm gonna get everything wiped down. That is the worst part about doing all this searing and sauteing and all of that, is it makes such a mess, does it not, y'all? But it's worth it sometimes because you got delicious dishes like this. Don't that look so good? Okay, y'all, I'll be back in a second. We're gonna plate this up and give it a taste test. All right, y'all, let's fix up our plate. I think I've got everything cooled down here. I've already got me a little pork chop that I've put out here to let it be cooling off. And I have some this is some leftover broccoli cheese casserole style stuff that I made. And I've just heated that up, and I'm gonna have some of that. I'm calling it a casserole, but it's mainly just broccoli and cheese, and then I just did a Ritz cracker on top and popped it in the oven. So, you know, we can make anything into a casserole around here in the South. Or we call it a casserole anyway. But anyway, there it is. It was very, very good. And then here is our green beans and roasted potatoes, our salad. I want y'all to try this. I think you'll really, really like it. This is the perfect little dish for like a summer cookout because it's light. You don't have to worry about mayo or anything like that, and it's good, just room temperature. You don't have to worry about trying to keep it hot or cold. It's good just as is, you know what I mean? So it's just, I know we're going into the winter months, and it's a perfect little holiday dish too. Throw this on your Thanksgiving table as a new little spin, and I think everybody would love it. So let's see here. Look at it. It's pretty too. That's one thing I love about it. Let's give it a taste test. Let's go straight for that. That's the star of the show tonight anyway. Still a little warm. Looky there, ain't that the most precious thing you ever seen? That is so good, y'all. I got distracted. I heard her back here behind me. Let me put the camera down so y'all can see her while I do my little taste test. If she knows we're looking at her, she's liable to get up and run. Y'all, this is good. Seriously. So, so good. That dressing ended up being perfect. So just play around with it. Taste it. Wait before you add the sugar. So for me, it's a little tangy, but it has that little bit of sweetness where we add that little bit of sugar, but you may not want the sugar. So you taste it and then you go from there and see what you want to do with it. And if you notice, you wouldn't even know we put a dressing on that because it just, it has soaked every single bit of it up. You may want more, and that's okay too. Make it your own, but I'm telling you, you can turn this into your favorite little dish, I promise you. Those roasted potatoes, so good. What you doing, Bill? Somebody wanting a bite. What you want? You want green bean? You want green bean? You don't want green bean? She won't take it, little stinker. She want to bite a pork chop. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get off of here. I'm gonna let y'all go. Anyway, y'all try this. This is a super good little side dish. It's different. I think everybody will love it. It's beautiful. And it goes great with a good steak. I used to love to make this whenever we'd be grilling steaks or pork chops or chicken. Because it's so low maintenance. You can get it together, toss it together, and then your part's done. You got your 2 vegetables in there all together. Perfect. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.